Thank you guys for coming today. As Michael said, we do have people online. I don't know if anyone joined just yet, but if they are online, they can put comments. We're just going to say we can put questions in the comments and we will be monitoring that. So these workshops are meant to be a little bit interactive. So if you have your laptop, you can start doing things as we talk, or your phone. If not, not a big deal. We're going to share all this stuff with you guys as well. Just got to see if why it's not working. Give me a second. There we go. Sorry. So we'll be sharing the slide deck. You'll have access to the slide deck. And then there's also a QR code in here that you can download some prompts and stuff as well. So anything I'm showing you today, you'll have access to. So don't worry about it. So if you didn't bring your computer or whatever with you. So I just want to start off to talk about it. I think we're all somewhat believers if we're in this room about AI. I don't know if you guys know Peter Diamandis. He spoke at one of our events. He's one of the big follower, that's a big person that I follow. He's more around longevity. He talks a lot about AI and longevity. But he said this quote that really stuck with me, that there's going to be two kinds of companies this decade. Those that are fully utilizing AI and those will be out of business. And we're starting to see businesses now. They're going to, they say that we might have our first solo trillionaire company. Someone can build a company down the road just by using these tools, right? So I'm preaching a little bit to the converted because you're in this room, so we're talking about this. So what we're going to cover today, and I will get to, Michael said to introduce myself, I'll get there. So we're going to cover is, I'm curious where you guys are a little bit about where we are with AI. Before I jump into what makes good content and how to use these tools, you need to know how to prompt these things. So I'm going to do a quick overview on how to properly prompt these tools, and you might already be using them, so it's just going to be a refresher. And then I'm going to show you some tools that we use at our agency all the time on how we're creating content for clients and what clients are using. Then we're going to have some fun, and we're actually going to put in some prompts and hopefully create some magic. And if you guys are prepared, whoever has their stuff, you can walk away with a content calendar today and blog posts and all that fun stuff before you leave today, which is really cool. If not, you can do it and then on yourself, or sorry, at home, and then we'll have questions. So a little bit about me. So who's Rob? So I own an ad agency. We have offices in Kamloops and Kelowna. I'm a partner at an agency. It's not just me. So we have offices in Kamloops, Kelowna, and a satellite office in Victoria. We are a traditional ad agency, been around for we're in our 26th year. AI has completely disrupted our industry, right? Because all of you can go home and create your own website now. You can all go home and create your own content. You can go and logo. So it's really disrupted our industry. So we've had to adapt, obviously. We've had to change, right? So there's still clients that, use us because they don't want to do this stuff themselves, but it's become, I think websites now are a commodity. Right? You can design websites yourself. You don't need to go hire me to do that sort of stuff, right? So where I've been focused on is more a strategic side. So about 2 years ago, I went and got my CMC, my Certified Management Consultant Certificate designation stories, because I wanted to be at that higher level with working with clients. I want to be able to come in and talk to clients at a different level. And as a CMC, you're abide by rules and regulations. So hopefully you know that I'm doing what's right for the company, not what's right for Rob. I'm also the Chief Strategy Officer at the agency, so I work with clients on a strategic level. So I'll come in, look where there's opportunities to add AI, add automation, and then we go find people that are way smarter than me that can build these tools, build these automations. We don't do those in-house. We partner and find people that can do that. I love doing this stuff. I'm on the road a lot. I've been doing a lot of speaking engagements, webinars, events, and I love doing it. I have a passion for small and medium-sized businesses and communities. So I was just saying before, I did a 3-week workshop in Armstrong and Enderby. I love doing those sort of things. I love going and talking to the communities where maybe they're not getting this information like you would. There's tons of conferences in Vancouver you can attend. Well, in Enderby, a little bit harder to attend. And then I'm obviously a big believer in AI. We've adopted it in our agency, our clients, and I use it constantly in my day-to-day. Like I'm using it all the time. And I could be better because there's things all this literally, probably as we're talking, there's been a new release. And if you guys know Malcolm Gladwell, he wrote a book called Outliers, where he talked about if you want to be an expert at anything, it doesn't matter if it's sports, business owner, whatever it is, you got to put in your 10,000 hours. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to learn as much as possible and bring back to groups like this. I don't know everything for sure, but I'm learning, and I love this. I love these interactions because I always find something new, a tool that I haven't used, or things that now I find. Even I had a coffee with John Zubak earlier this week, and he mentioned a tool I never used, so I was excited. But went home, played around with it. That's how I think the sharing and learning is, right? And I'm a big believer. So I try to keep these pretty informal. So please ask questions, like stop me, whatever it is. Please, like don't have to wait till the end to ask anything. So a little bit. I just want to learn about where you guys are at with AI. So just a show of hands. I'm assuming everyone in the room has used AI, right? Yes, maybe. I'm curious what your favorite tool is. Just yell it out. What do you use? Like, if you're like, if I could not live another day if I didn't have X, what AI tool do you use all the time? Okay. Chat. Okay. Largely. Peter, what about you? I'm curious. What are you using day to day? Oh, okay. Very sure. Okay. Love it. Anybody else? Okay, napkin, okay. So there's a lot of different tools, large language models. We heard a few of those, right? So what about there's a lot of fear when it comes to using these tools. Are you excited, nervous, a little bit of both? If you start thinking about integrating this to your day-to-day or business, Michael said a little bit. Is there any nervousness or fear with these tools that you guys are using? Anyone? Or is everyone super thankful about it? Anyone scared the robots are going to come kill us at night when we're sleeping? No? No? Nobody? I just wrote an article, or posted an article, I didn't write there, posted an article about, I'm the guy that says please and thank you to ChatGPT, and Sam Altman just came out and said, can you stop? Because it's costing us millions of dollars every time you say please and thank you, right? Because every time you're prompting, it's costing money. I'm the one, because I'm like, if they turn on us, I've said please and thank you at least, so they'll spare me. So no, but I think I interact with these tools like they're humans. That's how I interact with them, right? So I'm literally the person, if you see my history, it's like, good morning. I literally say good morning to ChatGPT before I start working with it. So am I the only one that does that? Does anyone else do please and thank yous? Okay, 2 people, okay, love it. Well, we're costing them lots of money. They got lots of money. And then is there any areas, and again, just throw it out, is there areas that you think in your day-to-day business or day-to-day life that you're like, man, if I could just have a tool that could help, what are the pain points that you guys face, like from a day-to-day, and just throw it out. Like for us, I'll say like for me, I'm not a good writer. So I knew that I had to be on LinkedIn. That's the area. I never did anything because I knew I had the idea, but I wasn't a good writer. These tools are amazing. Now I post literally every day. I think I annoy people, right? I annoy people. Yeah, see, she says yes because I post every day. She said yeah, see, but I do. I literally try to post every day, and I wasn't able to do that before, right? So for me, it was content. Anybody else? What are the pain points that you'd love to kind of like, man, if I could solve this? Does anything come to mind? Okay. Love it. Okay.
Can you repeat what people say?
Project scheduling. I think that's a great one. That's a really good one, actually. Anybody else? Anything else come to mind? You want an avatar to teach your classes? Okay. So summarizing large data points, and that's what the large language models are like awesome at that. That's what they're really good at, right? So they're really good at that sort of stuff. So anything else come to mind? Is content a big, like, is it a pain point for people in here? Or are you like social media, that content, stuff like that? Okay, typically is, right? The problem with the content is you're chasing algorithms all the time, but even even SEO nowadays, SEO is totally different than it was even 6 months ago, right? Because I use ChatGPT now to search, or Perplexity. I don't go to Google, and we're seeing a big growth, right? So if all the stuff you did before it, because you wanted to be on page 1 on Google, now it doesn't apply necessarily to be page, like your results on ChatGPT or Perplexity, whatever you see. So that's changed. So let's talk a little bit just foundationally, and then I'll jump into the fun stuff. So just bear with me as we go through this. And again, please ask questions. I don't know if is anyone online, Julie? Is anyone? Okay, so whoever's online, if you have any questions, I said it before, please just put it into chat. And we'll monitor that for and make sure we get questions answered, okay? So what are large language models? I'm just gonna go really quick. This isn't a workshop on teaching what a large language model is, but know that they're not mind readers, right? So when I work with these tools, I work with these tools as if they were a person, right? So if I walked in and just said to one of my team members, can you write me a LinkedIn post? They'd probably stare at me and go, okay, what do you want? Right? So think about the same way. If I don't give it good content, if I don't give, it's not going to give me good content back, right? So you need to be able to prompt you. So as we're going to move in and show you some of the prompts to create content calendars and analyze website stuff, keep that in mind, okay? And these are just like, they don't really think, they just predict. That's what they're doing. These models are predicting the next word to say based on, think about, there's kind of an autocomplete on steroids. It's kind of the best way I can say it. Now, they're becoming agentic and they're starting to, like, that's coming, but right now they're just predictive models. That's what we're working with a large language model, okay? And I love this term. I heard it at a conference I was in Oregon, and someone used the word slop, and I loved it. So it's like garbage in, garbage out. And what's creating, if we're not giving good information, and we're like, oh, the tool didn't work. I'm like, well, the tool didn't work, or we didn't give it proper instructions. Right? So we have to make sure we're giving it proper instructions in order to get back. So giving it as much information as you can. Like I was saying earlier that I use it for LinkedIn. From when I started using it to today, night and day. Just starting to learn who I am. I'm a little bit of a jokester. I like to have fun. I like to keep things pretty like down to earth. It's the first was very formal. I'm like, wow, Rob sounds like a robot. So it's getting better and better and better, right? So you can, as they say, train the models. Okay. So how do we craft really good prompts? And this is going to be important as we move into actual building the content calendar. So some of the things, number one, we need to be clear and specific. And I just put some fun examples of pretty like that you get. But again, if I went to someone and says, tell me about marketing, well, it's pretty vague, right? I haven't really said, but if I say explain 3 digital marketing trends in a friendly tone, okay, now I understand. Now the model knows what I'm asking. I'm actually asking, I want 3 digital marketing trends and I want it to be friendly. But maybe you want it to be different. So you have to be very clear and concise, or you're not going to get great results out of it, okay? You have to provide context. So you got, what do you want? Again, think about when you're talking, you're onboarding a person, an actual employee, what would you do? So act like a social media manager and write 3 Instagram captions for a bakery. I've been specific. I told it exactly what I want, so I've given it context. So you want to define your tone and style. And this took me a while to get into it, is that do you want it to be playful, persuasive, serious? Like you want to be able to ask these tools to do that. Even when it doesn't matter if you're doing audio, video, whatever, visual, like if you give it this tone that you want, you'll get better results, right? You're going to be more aligned with it, right? One thing that's, again, changed a little bit for me as I'm learning more is making it a role-based prompt. You guys familiar with role-based prompts? So you're asking it to be something, right? So pretend you're a social media manager before I ask it to write LinkedIn. Act like an HR expert. Act like, insert whatever your industry you're in. If you say that, it'll deliver better results for you, okay? So it's a small little thing that you can do, like, so when we get to the big prompts of analyzing website, I'm gonna say that, like, pretend you're a web expert, pretend you're an SEO expert, so you're putting it in that mindset before it starts delivering for you. Really important little thing that can kind of help you guys, okay? The other thing is, this is really good, is step-by-step prompts. So you want to say something like, if it's a complex problem, you want to say, explain the importance of an email marketing, then give me 3 tips for writing the high converting subject line. Again, these are just samples. You can kind of put it into your own world that you're in, but you can ask it to kind of break it down for you. Okay, and there's a lot, like you'll be able to scan later. I got a whole bunch of other examples and so forth. So just wanted to show you a little bit of a couple of the ones. Make sure you're okay saying you didn't like what you got, right? It's okay to ask for refinement. Like, make this post sound more playful, make it more business casual. Do whatever, like, so it's okay. If you get a result and you're like, well, don't just walk away. Just say, well, this didn't hit the mark. Here's what I was looking for. Okay, so it's okay having a little bit of banter with it as well. And I don't know if anyone's used ChatGPT or any of the large language models for interview style. Does anyone use that before? So you can actually, so say that one of the things you said is for scheduling, no, sorry, scheduling. So when you say, I don't know where to start, well, you can ask ChatGPT, hey, I want to find a solution to make my schedule more effective. What questions would you need to know in order to do this for me? And ask them to me one at a time. They'll start interviewing. Who's your company? Who's your client? They'll just keep asking questions. So it's like you're talking back, and you can't talk. I talk to my phone all the time. But with ChatGPT, especially because I'm on the road a lot, so have idea, you talk to it, by the time you get to the office, it's already, but if not, you'll type it out for you. This is a really powerful tool that you can talk back and forth, and they all sort of do it. Like I'm talking about ChatGPT because it's sort of like the Swiss Army knife that most people use, but any of the large language models do. If you like Claude better, Perplexity better, Cohere better, it doesn't matter. Like they kind of work the same anyways, right? So. Most people know ChatGPT, like I said, I call it the Swiss Army knife because it doesn't deliver everything. This is a really powerful way that you can get to a solution if you don't know where to start. But the one thing I would say, ensure it only asks you one question at a time. If not, it's going to spew out all the questions at once for you. You're like, where do I start? So just say, ask me one at a time, and it'll just do that for you. Okay? So I'm just going to give you an example, and then we're going to do a little role playing. And for those who have your computer phones that want to do it, you can. If not, we can jump on ChatGPT on my laptop here and do it as well. So if you need ChatGPT to write a social media post for a new product launch, okay, that's sort of the task or the ask. The bad prompt would be exactly that, right? Write me a social media post about our new product. So again, you would never say that to a person because they're going to say, well, I don't know, what's the product? What's the audience? What's the tone? Like, what's the platform? What do you want it to be? This is a much better prompt, right? So, and again, this isn't the best prompt ever, but you are a social media manager. Remember, now we told it what we want it to be. You're not an HR manager, you're not a physicist, you're a social media manager. Write a fun and engaging Instagram post announcing the launch of our new eco-friendly water bottle. Highlight sustainability, leak-proof design, sleek look. You get it, right? So you get the ideas as you start, the more details I'm getting. Even on the bottom, I put include a call to action to visit our website for more detail. So now when it's going to give us back the result, it's going to cover all these points that we want to cover, okay? And you can even take this prompt if you want when you get the deck and just insert your product and insert your business, and it would work as well, right? So just wanted to show how you take a bad prompt, quote unquote, in order, because we're talking today is how to create better content for our marketing. This is the one way of doing it, making sure we're giving it the right information, okay? So we're going to have a little bit of a workshop here now. So pretend we're launching a new energy drink for young professionals. Okay, so that's the ask, and we need a social media caption. So the basic prompt I have is write a social media caption for my energy drink. Obviously, that's not a great prompt because we just talked about that, right? That you need to give it more detail. So what we want to do is let's create a prompt based on what those small areas that we've talked about and see what kind of results we get. So whoever has laptop, phones, and wants to do it themselves, fly at her. If not, I can bring it up on the screen as well. We can kind of play around with it. But the idea is what we want to do. Does anyone have their laptop or phones that they can just do it like you have yours? You're going to play around with it? Some people? So we're launching, I'm going to give you like a minute or two. So you're launching a new energy drink for young professionals. You need a social media caption. Write a social media caption for my energy drink, and I want you guys to make that a better prompt. So think about where do we want it, what platform do we want it on, what's the tone we want, make up the audience, that's fine. Don't worry too much about that. You can make up the audience and so forth. But we want a social media caption. I'm curious to see what you guys come back with. And then when you're done, we can start, just blurt them out. When you're ready, let me know. We'll start sharing them amongst sort of the team or the group here and see what you guys came up with. And then when we'll jump into some tools and actually doing some of the other fun stuff. The winner gets a prize.
What do they get?
Lunch with Michael. But you have to pay. Anyone done yet? You guys are? Michael is, okay, what did you guys if you're still working on it, go ahead, but what did you come up with? What was your prompt that you put in?
We were a social media manager, write a social media caption, write a Instagram for a new drink that's geared towards young professional women in Canada.
I think we're gonna grab the mic. Sorry, I'm gonna make you do it all. Because the people online can't even hear. Good idea, Michael, thank you. So if you can read the prompt and then your answer would be awesome.
Pretend you are a social media manager, write a social media caption for Instagram for our new energy drink that is geared towards young professional women in Canada. Have a call to actions, go to our website. And then it says, fuel your hustle without the crash. Our new energy drink is made for women who do it all, from early meetings to late night ideas, natural energy, zero compromises. You run the day, we've got your back. Tap the link in bio to learn more and grab your first case. And then it's like hashtag boss mode, hashtag energize your ambition, hashtag made for her, hashtag Canada strong.
And how long did it take you to write the prompt?
30 seconds.
I'm out of a job. So, but you see the power, that's awesome. Thank you. Anybody else want to share? You good to share? Okay. So if you could read the prompt and then what the result was.
So I said, you're a social media manager for a new energy drink company. Write an Instagram post showcasing the in-depth taste, design of the can, and make it fun and Gen Z vibes. And then it came back with point of view. You crack open the future, meet, and it says enter the drink name. The flavor slaps, the can drips, and the energy astronomical. Taste, think citrus kissed a thunderstorm. Design, neon dreams met cyberpunk streetwear. Vibes, main character mode on. No crash, all splash, you in, and then it does hashtags.
It's cool because you said Gen Z, so I
Yeah.
picked up the word slap and stuff that brought up in there. So anyone else? Anyone else want to share? Dina?
So I want to share just because I have something slightly different. It's a variation of what you
That's
had.
okay.
It's something I've learned recently of one of the AI sessions I've been attending. I'm not going to read the whole thing, that is long, but basically what I said to ChatGPT is exactly what you have there. I'm launching a new energy drink for young professional. I need social media caption. I need your help in writing the caption. What would be a good prompt that would help you
Love
do
it.
an excellent job with this? So instead of you trying to write the prompt, which you can certainly do, ask it, very odd, what would be a good prompt? And then it responded, great question. A strong prompt will give me the context and tone you're aiming for. Here's a prompt you can use. And I'm not going to read it, but it gave me a very detailed prompt, right? You're a social media copywriting, so exactly what Rob was saying, but in a way better than I would have been able to write, very specific. And then after that says, would you like me to go ahead and generate the captions based on this prompt? I said, yes, and then he gave me the whole thing. So I've started using this recently. I just asked it, I need this, what would be a good prompt for you? And then it creates a prompt for itself. It's very odd, but it works well.
So I do, and I'm glad you brought that up, thank you, Dina, is I use that for image generation because I don't use ChatGPT to create my images. I'll ask it for the prompt. I use Midjourney, we'll talk about, and then I pull the prompt into Midjourney and it creates the image that way. So thank you for bringing, that's a great way to do it. Back to what I was saying, you can ask it to interview, same sort of thing. I don't know how to write a good prompt. Tell me what kind of prompt I should write, right? So that's good, so those are good. Anybody else want to share? We have one more, anybody? Michael, what did you do? We're gonna get Michael to share. And then we'll move on.
So I use Claude and I just decided probably everyone else was going to use something different. So my prompt was very short. It was, you're a social media maven and writing expert. I'm launching a new energy drink for young professionals. Please write a social media caption for Instagram. Tone should be fun and engaging. And so it came back with ready to fuel your ambition, introducing drink name. My follow-up prompt was give me some drink name ideas, which it did. The energy boost designed for those who chase dreams by day and deadlines by night. We didn't just create another energy drink, we created the answer to your 3 p.m. slump, your all-nighter companion, and your Monday morning superhero cake. Clean energy, no crash, just you at your brilliant best.
Well, I'm curious the names that came up with.
So the prompt was, please create a cool and engaging name for the drink, Apex, Pulse, Surge, Catalyst, and Zenith.
Interesting. But you see how powerful these tools are. Like literally you're walking around with that in your pocket with your phone. Like that's the power that you have. Now, are they perfect? Maybe not. Do they need some human touch? I'm a big believer of human in the loop with all this stuff. I really do. Like these tools aren't to replace humans in my mind. They're augment what we're doing to help what we're doing. So you'll need to jump back in for sure. Is it the right tone? Is not. I do have to say though, there's a couple of the new audio tools that have come out. One's called Sesame. I don't know if anyone's playing. Peter, you've played with it. Blows my mind. Like it would, like you would have a hard time knowing it's not like it's not a human. Like it's almost like creepy the way it knows and talks to you. So these are getting better and better for sure. Like they're getting there, but still, like you still need the human. Like I say, I use it for LinkedIn. I'm editing every month, still editing it, but how quickly it started. That in like a minute, you have a draft at least that you can start working, right? Especially if you're a team of 1 or 2. Like if you have a team of 10 people, you can bounce ideas. It's different. Well, a lot of clients we work with, they're solo entrepreneurs. They don't have an expert. Now ChatGPT is their person that they can talk to. I just I'm a part of a mentorship group, and one of the people posted this morning that when they're down, they actually use ChatGPT to have a discussion with. And they tell them their problems, for lack of a better word, how they're feeling, and that's the way that they communicate. And I'm like, hey, if that helps, great, why not, right? So, but thank you for playing on. That was good. There's some good stuff in there. Alrighty, so I want to talk a little bit about tools. I think we got about half hour, 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay, cool, perfect. So I want to talk a little about tools. I'm not going to jump into every tool just because I could spend the whole hour just demoing all these tools. I just want to show you the tools that we use. There's links in this presentation though. If you see a tool that you're not familiar with, you're like, what did Rob say? I'm not giving you anything you probably haven't heard, but I just want to show you the ones that we use. But they're all linked in here as well, so when you get it. So the first one, we all know ChatGPT. So we use this, pretty much everyone in our agency uses it. I'm a Claude fan. Michael said Claude. I'm a Claude fan. I find Claude for writing is amazing. ChatGPT again is that sort of like Swiss Army knife. Perplexity is really good for searches. It does really cool search. Like if you search a lot, it's really good. But to me, the baseline, ChatGPT is kind of the baseline, right? So everyone, so that's what we use it all the time in our agency. If I showed you all my history, there's tons of history. It now remembers history, which is really cool. The image creation got way better. I hated the DALL-E version. Now the new one's way better. So it does a little bit of everything. Okay. And if you want to pay $200 a month, you get some really cool agentic stuff potentially as well, but we don't. I have the base. I joke to say, what is it, $30 a month costs like 200 Canadian, but the exchange rate's getting better. So it'd be a little bit cheaper. The other ones that I say you have to use, is a record. I'll call it a recording tool. There's 2 different ones. There's either Otter or Fathom. Is everyone familiar with Otter or Fathom? No, some people are not. Peter is. Okay. Which one do you use, Mike? I'm curious. Do you use both?
Otter on my phone.
Okay.
And I use Fireflies, especially in my,
yeah.
If I go to a meeting on Zoom, my Fireflies note taker joins.
Awesome. So have you guys joined, you people that haven't used it? So if you've joined a virtual meeting, and sometimes they'll be like, Rob's Fathom wants to join, right? So it's basically your AI note taker, for lack of a better word. And the cool thing though that it does is that if you use it in a meeting, it'll actually even assign the tasks that you say. It'll say, Rob said he's going to do this, and everyone gets the transcript, and everyone. So there's no notes to take during the meeting. So now make sure you I ask all the time. I make a policy, even client meetings. Hey, it's okay. I'm recording this. Whatever. They get the recording note, so the clients get the recording, so they love it because they don't have to take notes. But the cool thing about this stuff, so I was just telling, I think Michael before this, is that we have a sales team. And one of our biggest issue is you got to write codes, right? So you're going to have a meeting with a client, you might meet again with them or her, and then you got to go back and you got to put your proposal together, you got to put your notes somewhere. Well, guess what? This does it all now. You can record the conversation, get the transcript, throw it into ChatGPT, ask it to create a proposal, throw it into Gamma, half hour later, not even 20 minutes, your proposal's done. Like, and you can automate that. If you want to automate it, go talk to Peter. Because you can automate that process, right? I make it manually in ChatGPT, copy and paste. You can automate it, right? So it actually would do it for you. You could tie in all those products, right? So if you're not using whatever one you want,
That's session 3.
yeah, it is actually, you're right, automation is, you're right, automation, we're gonna talk about automation in session 3. So you can use Otter, there's Fathom, some of the tools now, I think Google, they all have like, Google Meet has their own record, like a lot of them are embedded it into their tool. I love Otter. Otter's the one I use probably the most. It's on my phone, it's great. And there's other ones, there's lots out there. But if you don't use one, get it, 100%. And the cool thing is I haven't paid for Fathom or Otter yet. Like I don't use it enough to, yeah, I don't. Like I mean, if you use it a lot, for sure. I try to show tools that don't like break the bank either, but you can. If you're not a heavy user, you can kind of get away, or you can use the tools that are already in like Google Meets and stuff like that. Okay. Midjourney. So I said this is for image creation. Again, this isn't a tool workshop, but why I wanted to show it is that one of the hard things when you're doing social media content or content creation is you need images, right? So you either got to go to stock images, hire a photographer, whatever. Midjourney, you just basically tell it what you want and it'll create it for you. And it's like, it's my favorite. There's a lot out there. Again, I'm showing you our favorites that we use at the agency. There's tons of other ones. ChatGPT will create images now as well. Yeah.
And do you find is there a free version of Midjourney, Bob?
There is. I have a paid version because I use it a lot. We use it a lot in the agency, but it saved us so much money because we used to subscribe to all these stock image things. Now we basically just use this, and there's more than enough. And I think it's like $30 a month or $35 a month. There's all different plans that you use. Now there's lots out there. Like I said, I'm just showing you the ones that we like to do. I like the style of Midjourney images more than if you want a little bit more cartoony or whatever, there's other ones that do it better, but this is more like photorealistic. And it's crazy. You can even say, can you create an image of kamloops and it'll do it. Like you'll actually, and it does a pretty good job. Like it blows me away. Around Christmas, like, can you do Christmas in kamloops? And it was like, whoa, like 100% got it. You would know. Because it's a pet peeve because we have an agency in Kelowna and Kamloops. You can't mix those in. It doesn't go well. The clients don't like that. If you want to create chatbot yourself, if you're like, anyone have chatbots on their website? Anyone have a chatbot? No? Should. Everyone should have a chatbot on their website.
Sorry, Rob,
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that the banner image that we used for this workshop, the AI workshop series, was created in, I believe I used Imagen, which is the Gemini version of Image Creator. And I basically said I wanted to look like Central BC in the Kamloops region. And it looks pretty darn close to exactly that.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff. I believe now that everyone, if you have a website, you should have a chatbot on your website. It works 24/7 for you. They're easy now to implement. There's robust ones for sure. If you want a basic one, Dante is awesome for a basic chatbot. Think of it as an FAQ style chatbot. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. I'm not kidding. You can have our chatbot built in on your website in probably like 15 minutes. It just walks you through the prompts, puts it on, I think there's a little bit of code you got to put on the website and it's live. It's really cool. Now, if you want more robust, like we use different tools to build actual more robust ones, a little bit more interactive, and they can book meetings, all that sort of stuff. Peter, do you have an AI, like a chat bot go-to when it comes to tools, or do you kind of more custom that stuff? Custom, okay. Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah. So if you want a more custom solution, like that's what we would like. Some of our clients want more. They're a little bit more robust and need more custom solutions. You're not going to use this. But if you're a basic site and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is a great product. It's a great product, works really well. A lot of our clients are using it. If you're trying to create documents, again, we're talking about content creation and marketing. A lot of times you're creating documents, you need a PDF, you need an ebook, you need something to hand out. Designer, with 2 R's at the end, is amazing. You literally put in the content and it designs the document for you. And it creates a flip book or a PDF, a downloadable PDF. It's absolutely amazing. I paid $97 for the year. For the year. There was a promotion, and I'm like, Yeah, well, okay, 97 American, so someone do the conversion, whatever it was. But for the year, we use it all the time. So we create PDFs. So I don't like design. It will create content as well. I think it's terrible. I create the content offline, like on a Claude or whatever, and then bring it in. But this document that you see here is one of the documents that I created using, and in the links in here, so you guys can have this document. So it's actually it's an ebook on getting started with AI in your business. So I built all the content using ChatGPT or Claude. I can't remember which one I used for this. I loaded it in here and hit design, and there's your document. And then you can go and change it. If you don't like the color, you don't like the images, you can go and click around. But literally within minutes, you have these documents. So as you're creating everything from manuals, whatever it may be internally, it's a great product to have. But I like it for why I've shown it today is that it's great for ebooks. So if you're doing marketing and you're looking for lead gen, ebooks are great. It's a great little tool. I was talking to Michael about this. This is like my new favorite, Gamma. Has anyone used Gamma? 3 people. It's literally, if you build presentations ever in your life or you need a slide deck for anything, Gamma is amazing. It's got so much better too. It's so good. So this presentation isn't built in Gamma, but I'm doing a presentation next week and it's like a 3-hour workshop. Gamma built it up. I went ChatGPT and built the curriculum, for lack of a better word, and then threw it into Gamma and literally push a button, like, ta-da, there's your presentation. And it's good, like it's so good. And then you have access, if you have the paid version, I think you get 500 free credits. You can do quite a bit. I think it limits the amount of slides you can do. If it's free, I think it's 8 slides. I have the paid version, it's $15 a month. I think you can do up to 60 slides. It gives you access to, it's built, the large language models are built into it. So if you need to change things, images, all that sort of stuff, amazing. So if you're creating content that you need to put in a deck for some reason, it saves so much time. So much time. And I believe there's a ChatGPT integration, like a GPT, I think. Do you know, Peter, if you remember? Not for sure. Okay. So the cool thing is all these tools and stuff I'm talking about in the last session is you can really build some really cool automations with all these tools. We'll talk about it in 2 more sessions where right now I'm manually doing stuff and I'm even doing it. I'm bad for it. I'll build it in ChatGPT and then grab it in a spreadsheet and then you throw it. So I'm manually doing it. You can build those workflows. Okay. For video, a couple I want to show, CapCut and this Descript are the 2 we use a lot in our agency. It's funny because my business partner is now on CapCut and literally every single post he does is using CapCut. So you can create video pretty cost effective and easy using CapCut. And there's stock images you can pull in. So if you're creating a lot of social media content, CapCut is a great tool for you to create the content. I love Descript for editing. So the cool thing about Descript, so I can take this video, this recording we did today and throw it into Descript and take out all my ums. I literally just go into the transcript, delete the ums, and when it'll re-upload, my ums are gone. Or I'm like, oh, I pronounced Michael's name wrong. Well, you just put it in and it redoes it. My voice, it's super, super cool. And it'll actually create social media content as well. If I say, hey, give me 10 social media clips, they'll pull that as well. Okay. And we can do, if there's interest in one of the things that we ask for if you do a survey, if there's interest in learning these tools a little bit deeper, maybe in the fall as we come back, like let us know. Because I do sessions where we actually you'll walk out with like social media videos and all that sort of stuff as well. So it's a little bit more intense for sure. You would need to bring your laptops and roll up your sleeves, but it's pretty cool to do those as well. Okay. I say all these tools though, just go play around with them. Like you don't break them. There's lots of free versions of them, so go play around with them. And then if you're creating content, hey Jen, if you need another of you want an avatar, you can use Hey Jen to actually create your avatar. So you can create an avatar Rob, and then I can upload content to it and it'll read it out to you. So John that works with Michael over there, John Zubak builds these for people right here as well, which is really cool. I believe he's a recording student at TRU, doesn't he? That's where he does the green screen recording?
Yes. We have it set up in TRU Generator.
Okay.
We have set up for special headshots for LinkedIn.
Okay, cool.
Things like that too.
Cool. Yeah. So if you ever thought of doing, I've always wanted an avatar, but I've just never got around to it. So I'm just going to work that, which is really cool. So And the last one is Michael's favorite, Notebook LM. Is anyone who's used Notebook LM in here? A couple people. So Notebook LM is up. Yeah.
I think if you haven't used this tool yet, please do. Free version is extremely powerful, and it is it's made you build like many databases of anything from URLs to PDFs. And if you want to do one thing to try it out, upload your resume and use the podcast. Use the podcast function, right, Peter?
Oh, yeah.
You'll be blown away by how awesome you are.
My son, he's in grade 12, and he had to just write a paper. So he wrote the paper, then he threw it into Notebook LM, created a podcast, and submitted the paper and the podcast for his assignment. And the teacher was blown away. Like, they're like so cool. So we actually have a podcast called The AI Advantage. You can find it on Spotify. There's a link here that's all created using Notebook LM. I find documents, I find reports, you throw it in, it creates a full podcast out of it, and I load it into Spotify. So this is like, so if you're ever wondering, or if you're like, I'd love to create a podcast, but I'm not going to record it, this will do it for you. It's really cool.
And another function that's built into Notebook LM, coming back to your comment about doing even a basic chatbot for your website, is you could upload a whole lot of information about you and your business into Notebook LM. It will generate FAQs with a touch of a button. Then you can use that output for chatbot to use as its reference.
I know I threw a lot of tools at you guys. The links are all in there. Play around with them. Click on. A lot of them are free. Notebook LM's got a free layer. I haven't paid for Notebook LM yet either. But go around and play around with these. I really encourage you guys to do that. That's the only way you're going to learn. And just pick one tool. You can't. I know you can't do them all because everyone's busy. But if there's one that makes sense, just pick it and play around. So the last. I know you're like, I left all the actual content creation at the end, but I kind of did on purpose because I'm going to show you how quickly we can create a content calendar for your business. I don't need more than a couple minutes to do it. So what we're going to do now, so again, you have these, you have all these prompts. They're long prompts, but use them, like take them away. I'm going to pick on maybe one person in the room, or if not, I put my website in there to show you the process. I already did it anyways, but I'm happy to do it again. So I kind of built 4 steps for you to create your own content calendar and social media calendar and so forth. So the first thing I built is a prompt for you guys to use, and it's actually on 2 slides. It's a lot. That's why I'm giving it to you. That you can put your website in here and your competitors, and we'll do a full analysis of your website. So look how you compare to your competitors. Is there issues with page load speed? Are there broken links? So you typically have to go, we charge for that. Like if you came to our agency a couple of years ago, you'd pay a couple grand for this to get this service done, right? You're probably, now, is it going to be as robust as what you would do? No, for sure. We do a deeper dive and more, but this is really good what it gives you. Probably more than enough they're going to need. To me, that's a baseline. Let's get it to analyze who we are. Let's understand our website, where there's opportunities, who our audience, all that stuff is before we move to the next one. Okay, so there's a full prompt in here. Does anyone want to share websites and or do you want me to just put my own website? You want to do it? Love it. Okay. So I'm just going to click out of here. And like I said, it is 2 pages, so it's quite a bit. But I'm just going to click out of here. Maybe. Gotta hide. Sorry. Can you still see on the screen or not? Can you see ChatGPT? Perfect. Okay, cool. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go here and I'm going to take this long prompt and just copy. You literally can just copy and paste it into your text box here. And I'm using ChatGPT. Use whatever you want. Like I said, this is built for ChatGPT, but please, if you want to use something else, go ahead. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this long prompt in here. But what we need to do, you'll see, there'll be parts where it's like your website, don't leave your website, put your website in. So let's put your website in there. So what's your website URL? Yeah. .com. Okay. And then on the bottom, we're going to go at the bottom. And for anything, I'm just going to put this in again. So you're going to put your website again, Nouveau designhouse.ca.com, sorry. And then do you have a competitor? Just one competitor for now. Something, is it interiors like that? Okay. I want to hear your website goals. Do you want more lead gen? You want, like, most people want lead gen. Who doesn't want more sales? So let's say lead gen. And again, you can go in, I'm just going to show you for demo purposes today. Who's your audience? Just give me a couple things on who your actual target audience is. Okay. Female, male. Okay. We'll just say female, just again, you guys can go, anything else? Are they local? Okay. And then you can put a KPI. I'm just going to put lead generation or form. I'll say form fills. Again, you can put whatever you want to put in here. Don't. Oops. Okay. So the first thing. So that's all you need to put. Try to, in the more put in. Use this prompt and put more and more information. Like I just put a little bit. Put as much. If you have even like if you've done work where you've analyzed your target audience, we do customer journeys, load it in there. Like if you have all that stuff, put it in there. If you don't, this is enough. So now what I'm going to say, it's done, right? So I'm just going to basically, in this whole, what I'm asking it to do, if you're wondering what this long thing is, I'm asking it to analyze the website with anything that's relevant, like load times, SEO, rankings, keyword, whatever it can find. Like it can't find everything, but it's going to be pretty darn good. And then I'm going to say, please give me back a result. So now in real time, you'll see, as long as it's, so it's going to search the web. So it's going to go look at your website and look at your competitor website. And it's going to come back with, and it's hard to see on these screens, but it's going to, you'll start seeing that it's coming back with a full summary of key findings. It's going to break down performance analysis, so load times. It says the website exhibits moderate load times. While the images are high quality, they could benefit from optimization. So one little thing, maybe the images are too big, right? You're nodding your head, so you might already know that. So it's giving you, see how quickly, like, it's given us a full, and it's going to go, it's going to, and now it's going to compare it to your competitor. It's going to give us a little bit of SEO analysis. Compare your usability, you know, what it's seen from a brand perspective, your menu structure. Like it's pretty, like this is pretty darn good. Like I said, like literally a click of a button in a couple minutes, it's given us a full report. I'll let it do its thing. We'll come back. So this is the baseline, right? So put your website in here. If you have more competitors, you'll compare to more, 4, 5, 6, whatever you want. I typically say 2 or 3 would be ideal. Don't put 27 because it's going to be too much. But now what it's going to do, now we've told the model that this is the baseline, this is who we are. So it's giving us a little conclusion. And it's telling us that stands out with its professional design, proactive SEO, positioning itself as a strong contender, local. So it's given us, by focusing on zeros, both businesses can enhance their digital footprints for MB. So now it's given us a little bit of content. I'm not going to read it all. I can send you this chat when we're done too, so you can actually have it. So that's step number 1. The second thing we're going to do now, we're going to go back here, is I'm going to ask it now, well, based on what you know, act as a content strategist and actually build me a content calendar. So you told me this is where the opportunities are on my website. So what I'm saying now is, okay, great. You're so smart. Now give me blog opportunities. Give me 8 to 10 blog topics. Give me some SEO optimization that I can do. And remember, I said at the start, I know SEO's changed. I get it. Might have to update this prompt in order to help, but it'll give me a good baseline. And then it's going to ask me, I'm asking it to find distribution, content, and all that. So I'm asking it to basically give me a full content calendar that literally, again, we would charge 35, $5,000, $4,500 for clients for this 2 years ago. Now it's giving me an actual content calendar, literally, and now you would have to go in and edit and, you know, make sure it makes sense, but it's given us blog topics. Here's 10 blog topics that we can write about. It's given us how often we should post, the cadence. how to boost these things. So, and now if you want to take one of these and you want to create a PDF, we can use Designer, throw it into Designer, and it creates your downloadable PDF. And you're like, you know what, this one would be a really good podcast. Guess what you could do? Throw it into Notebook LM and you got yourself a podcast on one of these topics, right? So you can start seeing how all these tools start coming together. It's given us a little bit even here, which is really cool. So it's saying on the home page, you could have interior design BC or home styling Kamloops as another, maybe some underused keywords that you can put. So it's given us some really good information, like that you typically would have to go pay an agency to do. And you can see that it's given us a full what metrics we should use, how do we gauge this thing, what tools we can use, like whole 9 yards, right? So these are 2 prompts so far, okay? What have we got? 5 minutes. Look, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show you that you can build this in 10 minutes. Then I'm asking now what I'm asking it to do, it might come back with some stuff, but what this prompt is asking it to do, it actually asks me if there's things that I want to get done. Now I want to know, like, do you really understand how to write this stuff for me? So I'm asking it to give me a sample blog post. Like, you gave me all these blog posts, just give me a sample to see if, I just want to see the tone, if you understand who the tone is. This is sort of testing a little bit. So I'm asking it pretty much, and then the prompt tells it to make sure it's SEO optimized and using the proper keywords, it's using best practices, and now it's going to write me a blog, right? So it's actually, it doesn't matter the topic, it picks small space, big style design tips for condos and townhouses in BCs, and off it goes. So it's now it wrote a whole blog for us. Done. It's still going, right? So, but then you can use these tools. Again, you can throw this in and create a PDF. You can go create a little video, put it into CapCut, and just take this content and write a video with it. You can start repurposing these sort of things. That's how quickly it happened. And if you like this one, say, write me the other 10 blog posts. Or not, what I would do now, if I had time, I would go and iterate. I don't like this tone, change this until I'm happy with it, then go, great, now create all the other 8 blog posts from your template. Okay, so last thing I'm going to get it to do, and you'll see it's still going and going and going, is I'm going to ask it to write a social media calendar for me. Because now it wrote a content calendar, but now I want to actually take these topics and actually go, how am I going to manage my social media? And you can go in here and you'll see, like, there's some parts where I'm not going to go in and do it, but you can go in and say, just write it for Facebook or whatever. I'm just going to assume that we're going to go on every platform for now, just for today's sake. But it's going to now it's kind of built on each other. Look, remember, we did the SEO audit. We asked you to build content calendar blog. Now these are all building on each other. And hopefully it's going to work. If not, we got to phone Sam Altman and yell at him because ChatGPT isn't working. So there's our content calendar built. And I did ask it, it says 1 week. So you could ask it to build it but here's your content calendar built for you for social media. It's got the date, the platform, the theme, your post content, your hashtags, what image you should use, where the link should go, call to action, and everything all built. Like, your content calendar for the week is built within literally a click of a button. Now, if I like this, again, I would say build it for the month. Or now I can go in and ask it to create the actual post. Right now, if you like these, the next step would be build me the actual post, right? So you would ask it to say, and it would actually build the actual post for you. So I did it for, again, just for sake of time, I did it for is it this one here? No, this one here. I have a consulting company, and I ran the same sort of thing. And then I asked it to actually create a little image at the end for me for one of the blog posts, and it created this for me. So you can start seeing that, like, literally within minutes. I'm like, oh, it's kind of cute, whatever, that would work. Catch someone's attention, and literally, like, within seconds, like that. What time is it? How long did it take me to do that? It's 12:59. I started at 12:50, 9 minutes, analyzed the website, to our competitors, built a content calendar, wrote a blog post, and built my social media post calendar in 9 minutes. Now, is it perfect? No. Is it better than I was 9 minutes ago? 100%. Right? So very powerful. To me, there's no excuses anymore not to use these tools. And the cool thing, like I said, where I get excited is that when you build automation into this, is that not only will you create the post, then it can actually go and post it for you. Right? So when you start building really cool automations into these sort of things, you can start saving, you can start seeing how it's going to start saving time for you. The last thing I just wanted, I know I threw a lot at you guys in 50 minutes, but I do want to show you, you can take you don't have to take a screenshot of this because it's in the presentation anyways, but this is you can download using Designer. Love how they tune that, is that it's actually just a prompt library for you guys. Actually, all the prompts we talked about and some other ones are in here. So you can actually, if you want to take this, and like I said, you'll get the presentation anyways. So if you can do it should take you to a link that you can download it and we'll have some prompt engineering and best practices and some examples that you can use. And then if you have any questions whatsoever, because I know we're at time and I do want to get everybody back. This is a QR code to my LinkedIn. Please reach out. Like I nerd out on this stuff. So there's really, the one thing I have to say is you guys have such a great support group here. Like everybody in the room and people that you know, like with Michael and Peter, like there's a really good support group. Like there's not communities that have this in this community. Tap into it. Like if you're struggling, you don't know how to use these. I know I threw a lot at you. You're like, okay, now how do I start integrating this into my business? That's where they come in. That's where like the power of being able to take these tools and activate them in your business, like night and day. So, I encourage you to tap into the resources you have here for this. So I'm happy to take, I know we're at time, happy to take questions. I can stick around a little bit too, so I'm good to stick around and take questions. But all this will be shared to you guys as well.
Well, 9 minutes. So you have to be creative about how you manage to still have a job, right?
Yeah.
That was excellent. Thanks. I hope everybody that is online. I also got a lot out of that. Before I let you go, just a couple words about us. We are the local accelerator. What that means is that if you have a business that you're trying to, you have a project that you're trying to get through. If you're trying to integrate AI into your business workflows in a specific way, and you could use some support, we're here to help. This project provides funding for that. You'll be working with our friend Peter here. He's our AI mentor, and for a very small fee of $25 an hour, you can have thousands of dollars worth of expertise at your fingertips. We have some great success stories from last year's projects. So I encourage you to go on our website, acceleratebusiness.ca, look at our news section. You'll see a post there about a particular business that is doing very well, having worked with Peter. The other thing, so Peter, it's a service we offer. Reach out to me if you are interested in exploring that option, and we can get you set up. You can reach us on our website. You can find us there, or I think there's a QR code on these cards here as well, so you can always get to us that way. I will be here for a few minutes while we're cleaning up. So if anybody has any questions for myself, Rob or Peter, please do jump in. Anybody online that may have a question, you can just send me an email or you can drop it in the chat and we'll follow up with you. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming. I hope that was a good use of your lunchtime.